So, you probably want to be a game designer, that's why you clicked in this video, right? I'd love to say like a professional that you're going to get all the answers you want here, but no, I'm just starting out as well. However, just this year, the content I designed went live for the first time. I was so excited on the launch day. I was just sitting in every possible live channels to see the live streams and watch all the real players and streamers into the game and play the content I made. The sense of accomplishment was overwhelming, and I honestly feel that the me from a few years back could never have imagined that this day would actually come. I really became a game designer. Something I designed actually reached the players' hands and they got to play it. So I want to use this video to briefly look back on this journey as a sort of summary for myself up to this point. The story begins in elementary school. I loved anime, I loved playing games, and I would draw games in my notebooks for my classmates to play. It was dumb, like little sketches all around the place, and I even charged my classmates for microtransactions. It's stupid back then. I don't have any allowance from my parents, so that's my sole source of income. It's silly. I didn't charge much, of course. I don't want to seem to be like an absolute evil to charge elementary school students for something that it's not even real. But this was my start, just like some little weird kid who likes drawing, who likes to play games, and then combine the two things together. And years went by, I didn't receive any formal trainings in terms of drawing, in terms of design, because I was studying in China. And China, as you probably have known of, has a very competitive education system, which most of the students, they have to grind for most of their time for academic performance. Therefore, basically, before high school, I was just playing games. I wasn't doing anything very creative. In high school, I was very shy and introverted, and I have to say a little bit pessimistic as well. That was the time I started to feel a sense of lost. My grades were fine at the time, but I just didn't know what I was doing this for. And so I did a lot of readings of psychology, of philosophy. I was just trying to figure out, like most of the people at their teenage years, what they want to do and what is their purpose. And finally, I decided to try to find meanings in providing values to others. I hope that if I could create works that move people, my life would have meanings, just like I was once moved by the works that I loved, the anime, movies, and games. Later, I got into universities. I chose digital media as my major. However, there were very few game-related courses because in Canada, the game development is most taught at colleges, not universities. My family wanted me to go to a university, so I didn't have a formal game production education. And actually at the start, I didn't even think of video game can be a career. Therefore, I invested most of my time into learning movies and anime. My major covered a wide range of subjects. During that time, I studied filmmaking, watched a ton of movies, and taught myself film analysis and some animation and content creation. I even made a short film in one of my classes, and I got the highest grade out of that class, which made me incredibly happy. And later, I did an internship in the movie industry, but discovered that maybe I wasn't a good fit there. But I still wanted to do creative work, and I have spent 2 years learning film. I don't want it to all get wasted, so I thought, if not film, maybe something else that is also creative and I also have a passion for. So I decided to try to pursue video games. And that was right around when the pandemic hits. I went back to my home country and took classes remotely for 6 months. My schedule was a mess. I'd take my sister to school at 8 a.m., sleep, wake up at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and start my day. Well, I don't recommend it. I was shedding so much hair. You would think I owned 3 cats in the apartment, but it's actually just me. So that was my second year. Like most people, I also went to the University of YouTube. There I learned how to use game engine, how to do scripting, a little bit of programming, and a lot of game design stuff. But I have to say, compared to the programming and art, learning game design is particularly confusing. There are a lot of pseudo design content out there that is very hard to distinguish for a beginner. Probably in the future videos, I can share some resources that I accumulated over the years that I think it's the most valuable. If you need anything specific, you can also message in the comment section. I can try to find some past resources that might be helpful. Anyways, university life continued like this. By my third year, the pursuit to find a job was mounting. My talented peers were all looking for internships. My game programmer partner even got a job at Sony, which I was really jealous of, by the way. I never told her this, but I am. So I started my own job search too. I had actually tried in my second year, but I was too inexperienced and got no replies. I tried again in my third year, and after a series of setbacks and mistakes, I was fortunate enough to eventually land an internship at a major company in China. I was thrilled. I felt like I had finally broken into the industry. That internship was busy but fulfilling. I learned so much, getting my first taste of professional development tools and pipelines. I'm very grateful to my manager for giving me the ownership to several tasks independently. It gave me a great experience working with programmers and collaborating across different disciplines. And my colleagues were amazing, and I'm still thankful for their help and guidance. But unfortunately, my first game never saw the sunlight. So as a designer, I haven't actually made anything that was actually delivered. That was pretty much 2023, and in 2024, I got into a master's program. I didn't do an internship that summer. Instead, I traveled to Japan and spent some time with my family before heading back to school. After the first internship, my confidence grew. I felt I might have some talent for game design. I was still far from those geniuses who have developed several indie games and won all sorts of game jams, but at least I was making progress. But even with some achievements, I often doubted myself. There were always more brilliant people around me with better jobs, higher salaries, more glamorous lives, and more impressive skills. When I thought about that, my own small accomplishments seemed like nothing. The imposter syndrome would start screaming, "You're getting arrogant. Who do you think you are?" I carried this internal conflict with me until it completely erupted during my job search in 2025. At the beginning of this year, I started looking for another internship to add to my resume before graduation. Luckily, I got a lot of interviews. Over the 3 months, I must have had at least 20. I interviewed with ByteDance 8 times, NetEase 6 times, and Tencent 8 times. I interviewed for big projects and small projects, for development roles, operation roles, and publishing roles. I even interviewed for a data analysis strategist position, a role I had never considered. The game genres are all over the place too, from action-adventure, RPGs, and shooters, which I was familiar with, to SLGs, and eventually even a poker game. And I barely even play poker. And then it was rejections. Rejections after rejections after rejections. I went through all the interview processes, and all of them rejected me. A few of them went to the final HR round, where at the time I thought my chances were pretty high, but typically 1 or 2 weeks later, I had to get the email saying I wasn't selected. Since I was studying in Canada and the company I applied to was mostly in China, almost every interview was after 10 p.m., some were even at 2 or 3 a.m. Then I had to go to class and work on projects during the day. At the same time, I was participating in a local major company's design competition. I had participated for 3 years, and this was my first time reaching to the finals. I was so excited and spent a huge amount of time on it. But when the results was announced, they told me that due to a small bug, the judges didn't even have the chance to play my project. My hours of work ended with that one sentence. It's really hard to stay positive in a situation like that. I feel like every rejection was telling me that you're not good enough, you're not working hard enough, you're not talented enough. And after all these interviews, one night I just couldn't sleep. I was leaning back in my chair in the pitch black living room, thinking that, what am I doing wrong, really? I couldn't help it. That night I broke down and cried. It was a bit embarrassing to say, but I did. It was all going so wrong. I started to wonder if I really had no talent. Was everything I thought I was good at just an delusion? I asked my friends, my family, am I really that bad? They all told me no, but I couldn't stop doubting myself. The failures were so frequent, happening over and over in such a short period of time. And this feedback was coming from industry professionals. It's hard not to doubt yourself in that situation. I fell into a painful period of reflection. I needed to face the reality of my shortcomings, but also find a way to pick myself up. I asked myself, did I get into the industry just for a job? No. I wanted to design the best games I can, products that players love to play, to bring them at least just a little bit of happiness to their lives. All the obstacles on the way are just proofs that I'm still along the path. Even if I'm not there yet, this thought makes me feel like I'm still moving forward, that none of my effort were wasted. These setbacks are just showing me where my weaknesses are and what I needed to improve. I think that was my biggest takeaway. After that, I started to approach my job search with a focus on the process, not the outcome. In every interview, I would ask the interviewer about the areas where I didn't do well or my weaknesses. I would write them down in Notion and review them afterwards. Then, before the next interview, I would prepare more for those weak points. Of course, many things can't be changed overnight. For example, I tend to talk too much and my communication isn't concise enough, especially for an interview setting. That takes long-term practice, but by identifying and documenting it, I could consciously practice and improve each time. It turned every failure into a real opportunity for growth. And most importantly, it made me stop fearing failures. We've all heard of the saying that failure is the mother of success a million times probably. But this year's job search was the first time I truly understood what that meant. And the funny thing is, as soon as I started focusing on the process, I received offers for 2 fantastic projects from NetEase and Perfect World. What an irony. Letting go of my attachments to the results actually got me some results. It made me more confident and more willing to express myself. I no longer saw rejection as a denial of my worth, but as an opportunity to point me in the right direction. That feeling of freedom is incredible. So here I am documenting my process along the way. I'm currently working in my second internship. I have already shipped 1 update and I'm still working on the second. I used to think that confidence came from being strong, from knowing a lot of things, from being better than others. But now, I believe confidence comes from knowing that I can be better today than I was yesterday. It is the belief that I can overcome challenges and get closer to my goals on my own. Whether that goal is a game I want to play, a job I want, a place I want to travel to, a work I want to create that moves people, or the life I want to live. The me of today can get the me of tomorrow a little bit closer to those goals. So this is my journey to becoming a game designer, and I hope you get something out of this, and so maybe some insight or some knowledge, or just had fun listening to my stories. Thank you for watching until the end. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment. I will try to help you the best I can. Okay, this is the end of the video. I hope to see you in the next one.